Hi, my name's Starsky and welcome to From the Studio on Clubbing TV. In this episode, we're going to take a look at this whopper of rod behind me. It's the Analogue Solutions Colossus Quartz. And this has been designed and built in the tradition of those 1960s and 70s huge modular systems like the Moog modular that Giorgio Moroder wrote Donna Summer's I Feel Love on, hence that intro track. Just trying to use this in the way it might have traditionally been used, or something like this might have traditionally been used. There's so much going on in here, trying to get it all in and understand how people use them and why people would have something this big. This is the Quartz version of the Colossus system. The Colossus itself comes as a single unit, but is almost identical to this. This one comes with these 4 separate units, so you can mix and match or just buy the ones you want. This first one contains all the sound sources, and you can see here we've got 12 oscillators, and these use these really cool Vernier style tuners like the old EMS Synthy. And we've also got a couple of noise generators, a random voltage generator and a sample and hold circuit. And you can see that everything has got its own level, makes mixing things really simple. Plus we've got a pin matrix, and I'll show how this works in a minute. And along the bottom we've got all our inputs and outputs for our CV, which is really handy. It just means that all the cables don't get in the way, they don't hang over everything. The second unit's the only one with anything digital. We've got this oscilloscope, which we can use for tuning or for looking at waveforms or generally checking out different signals to see what's happening when you get confused on a certain patch. Down here we've got a little digital keypad as well. That's got a really simple 16-step sequencer on it. And here we've got a couple of LFOs, 4 envelopes and 4 VCAs. The third unit's got the filters on it. We've got 8 filters in total. We've got 4 12 dB SEM style that can be high pass, band pass or low pass. Then we've got 4 24 dB Moog style ladder filters. And below that we've got 4 full ADSR envelopes, and these can be looped using this switch here. And again we've got level outputs for pretty much everything on this. Plus we've got 2 spring reverbs, 2 ring modulators and 2 slew limiters. Then we've got another pin matrix, and below that again we've got all the CV ins and outs. Final unit's got these cool looking moving coil meters. Very retro, very stylish and very sexy. Then we got this sequencer, and this is 2 32-step sequencers that can be linked into a 64-step sequencer. It's all analog, but turn that on. So let's jump those. You'll notice the second one was running slower than the first. And the X and the Y gates just give you different ways of doing stuff, triggering different oscillators or different envelopes with different steps. Below that, we've got a 10 input stereo mixer, 2 joysticks, and these are really good for just sending different constant signals or for playing or modulating stuff live. And below that, we've got a couple of sub mixers, and we've got some sequencer outs and another great big mult, and these are the meter inputs. So we've got the sound sources, we've got some modulation, we've got the filters, and we've got a sequencer. So all in all, the whole thing is a self-contained mass of synthesis. It's really quite cool. So let's take a look then at making a little patch. And start off by showing how this pin matrix works actually. We take a signal from the joystick X and put it into A up here. Everything that comes in through this goes through each one of these 32 outputs at the bottom, or can do if I patch it in, and that's what these pins do. So if I turn up X, we can see it's coming into A, and A is going into, well, it's going into 1, 2, 3, and 5. Got nothing plugged in 1, but if I take those out, you'll see things change. But by wiggling this now, I'm changing stuff. But the beauty is that one input can go to all these different outputs. So let's do that with a gate from something like a keyboard. So go for the gate out on this, put it into A. Then when I hit this, we can see that triggers the gates. So output 2 is going to envelope generator 1, which is this generator up here. So as I hit that, you probably can't see it on the camera, but that is lighting, because the input triggers the gate, and then this cable here is sending the voltage or the gate signal to this. Let's patch in something to get some sound then. I'll take the CV out from the keyboard and put it into S, and I've patched S into 16. 16 is going to oscillator 12, which is this one here. So I'll take the output from that oscillator and we'll put it into the filter input. And then we'll take that signal output and we'll put it into the main mixer. Then I'll plug the mixer output into my interface and hear that clicking. And now hopefully when I hit a key, oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? A lovely tone. Turn the sustain up. But let's now try and control this filter frequency with something else. So take LFO1 triangle, modulate it with that. Or maybe let's try it with an envelope. You see this is lighting. Let's put that into trigger envelope 1. I don't know if it's showing on camera, but this is lighting as I hit this. Then let's take that output and use that to modulate the filter. Cool, so that's how you set up a patch. So let's have a go at using this sequencer to do something then. So we'll take the gate out of the sequencer, we'll use the X one for now, and we'll put that into this A over here. So as I play this. So the gate's working, we now need to modulate the CV of the oscillator with these knobs here. So I'll take the CV out, and we plug that in over here. I'm going to play it. And that's the sort of tone you normally hear coming from these systems, unless you program it to do something a bit more musical. So let's add the second oscillator. So we'll control the second oscillator. Which one shall we control? 11. So put that into there. We'll send 11 out into the ring modulator in. And we'll do the same with 12. Put it into the second ring modulator input. Now we'll take the output of the ring modulator That's now going into the filter here. So we should get something slightly crazier. And we do. Let's put that through the reverb then. Put that into the reverb input. And then the signal input to the mixer will come from the reverb out. Turn the reverb up. Just showing it's stereo there. So bit by bit you start building these things. So there you have it, the Colossus Quartz from Analogue Solutions. What are my final thoughts? Well, it's undoubtedly a professional bit of kit, this. I don't think it's going to be anyone's first synth unless you just won the lottery, but it's for professional studios, very well-off musicians. Hans Zimmer's got one, for example, in at least one of his studios, but that's the sort of level we're talking at. And in those studios, what's nice is to play with stuff you haven't got at home and really get into just experimenting with things or creating huge patches, stuff like I say you can't do anywhere else. And apart from anything else, it looks really cool. This one's on loan and I'm really hoping they forget where they left it, because it does look pretty cool. But you know, I do suspect at some point someone's going to take it back. So a really nice synth that you could pick up for around 25 to 30,000 pounds if you've got that lying around. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, don't forget you can catch it whenever you like on our Clubbing TV official YouTube channel on the From the Studio playlist. And of course, I've got stuff about this on my Starsky Carr YouTube channel as well. Plus, I've got lots of downloads, some free stuff actually on starskycarr.com if you want to head over there and download the 216 oscillator patch. Anyway, I'll see you in the next episode of From the Studio.